everybody? Welcome to Waiters on Podcast. And guys, we are here breaking down UFC Fight Night, Hernandez versus Dolidze. I'm going to be doing my live breakdown, how I usually do it every single week. I will have my video out later, give you guys my best bets. I will be in the description. So I'm not going to be on live that long, guys. I'm trying to get through this as fast as possible. So let's get right into this, guys. Let's get to the first fight of the night. If you guys are here for the first time, click that thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to the page, and don't miss out, guys. We did KSW, we did PFL Africa, we did Octagon. We were everywhere doing all different types of events, guys. So I'm probably going to rush through this, but I'm going to be looking at the odds, let you guys know exactly what I'm looking at. So for the first fight of the night, it's going to be Cody Brundage taking on Eric Monaco. Guys, I'm actually going to be looking at Cody Brundage. I think Cody Brundage wins this fight. I don't think Eric Monaco is on that level of a UFC fighter, but Cody Brundage isn't one of these guys that I'm going to have too much of an investment in. I don't bet on Cody Brundage. This guy ends up quitting on you. You have money on him, and he'll end up quitting, or he'll go out there, you have money against him, he'll get this other guy disqualified. I feel like, honestly, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I feel like he's like the Karen of MMA. It's like he's going to sit there and argue and get mad at everybody about it. But yeah, guys, first fight, Cody Brundage. I'm looking at Cody Brundage. I think he's going to do it by knockout. So Cody Brundage is a -172 on the money line. I think that's already a good line on him. But if you want to get some plus money on it, because the over-unders are at the under 1.5 is actually the favorite at a -120. So a lot of people think this fight's not going to go the distance. I don't either. I think Cody Brundage is eventually just going to get that knockout in that first round. So if you don't want to pay Cody Brundage, which I probably don't want to pay Cody Brundage at a -170, you want to take him by knockout. Brundage by knockout to +130. You get plus money on him. So Cody Brundage by knockout to play, I'm looking at. Cody Brundage to win by knockout in the first round to +200. So +200 first round. Probably not too big of juicy on that for a round prop and a knockout prop, but the knockout prop by itself at a +130 looks like a good line. So that's probably going to be the one I'm leaning towards, and we'll see when I make my video later on which one I'm going to be on. But right now, probably going to be on Cody Brundage. I'm probably going to end up taking him by knockout in the first fight of the night. And then the second one, guys, is going to be Gabriel Hernandez taking on Julia Storolenko. Guys, Storolenko looked horrible on the weigh-ins. She looks like she's not even ready to fight. She missed weight. She just looked really sucked up and really bad. So I'm going to give Gabriel Hernandez. I think she's going to dominate that fight. I don't think Julia Storolenko is going to be able to do anything with her. Besides, maybe if she gets a takedown and tries to use her arm, get her arm bar, that's the only thing she has is an arm bar. But besides that, I think Gabriel Hernandez beats her everywhere. And the question about that is going to be, is Gabriel Hernandez going to be able to finish her? Personally, I don't think so. I think Gabriel Hernandez takes this all 3 rounds and beats her by decision. But Gabriel Fernandez, I should say Fernandez, not Hernandez. Fernandez is a really way better fighter. I think she wins this fight. So if you want to put her in maybe like one of your parlays, she's not my most confident pick, but I do believe she wins this fight. She's a -435 favorite, and she deserves it, especially with how bad Storolenko looked at the weigh-ins today. So let's go look at the props now, because the best prop I honestly think for this whole entire card, if you don't want to take Fernandez at -435, is probably that over 1.5. I think the over 1.5 hits. It's a -160, and for female fights, we usually get that over 2.5 as a number. But I think this fight goes to decision most likely. So let's go look. I said the over 1.5. That's too steep for you at a -165. You want to take a big plus money on some decision props. Gabriel Fernandez by decision is a +220. That might be actually a good bet, because like I said, I think it goes to decision. I don't think she finishes Storolenko. Storolenko historically is tough. She has a good ground game to where I think Storolenko might be able to get this fight to the floor just maybe once and push it over the rounds. But those are my 3 best bets I'm looking at for this fight, guys. Either parlay Gabriel Fernandez in one of your little parlays. Probably not your most confident, but either parlay her at a -435. Take the over 1.5 at a -165, because that's an over 1.5, and I think this fight goes to decision. So over 1.5 looks good. That's a -165. But if you want to take Gabriel Fernandez by decision, that's a +220. So that +220 looks good. So those are the 3 bets I'm actually looking for that fight. Now, next fight, guys, Jocelyn Edwards taking on Priscilla Cachoeira. These are one of the fights I'm actually very confident in. I'm very confident in Jocelyn Edwards. I think Jocelyn Edwards comes out here, and I think she gets the finish. I think the sub prop might actually be really good on Jocelyn Edwards. Priscilla Cachoeira does not have a good ground game at all, and she gets taken down almost every single fight. Like, she fights anybody that has any good wrestling, and I think Jocelyn Edwards is getting better and better every fight. I think Jocelyn Edwards might be a premium play, one of my confident plays this week, because I just think Jocelyn Edwards is just a way better overall fighter. The over 2.5 is set at a -200. Jocelyn Edwards on the money line is -400. So that's a good parlay piece. Probably going to be going to my most confident parlay of the week. But Jocelyn Edwards, I think she dominates that fight. And I do believe she gets the finish. I think she gets it done by submission. So let's go look at those props. Jocelyn Edwards by submission, a +375. If you guys want a good prop, that +375 looks amazing because I think she gets this fight to the floor. I think she sinks in that rear naked choke, and I think she finishes this fight. Like, it's going to be on the floor because you don't want to sit there. Even if this fight's standing, she wins it. She's a more technical striker. Cachoeira just swings very heavy. Besides that, I really don't think she comes out there and tries to stand with Cachoeira. I think she's going to play it smart, come in there, get the takedown, and then end up just grinding her out until she eventually turns her back, gets tired, and then, like I said, sinks in that rear naked choke. So the best bets I'm looking for that one is either parlay Jocelyn Edwards, because Jocelyn Edwards, I think she's a premium play. I think she's going to dominate the fight, or take her by submission at a +375. I'm going to have some money on that 375 for sure. Honestly, I think she submits her. So +375. That's going to be the prop I'm going to be looking at. But then just parlaying Jocelyn Edwards looks like a good bet for that one. Now for the next one, guys, Uros Medic taking on Gilbert Arena. As of right now, the under 1.5 is a favorite at a -155. Uros Medic, he's probably not a guy you want to put into your most confident parlays, but I will be picking Uros Medic most likely. I think Uros Medic is going to win that fight. I think he's a better all-around fighter. I think this fight stays on the feet, and he's going to be able to just piece him up and land some hard strikes. So let me go look at the props, because the under 1.5, I don't like taking under 1.5, especially when it's at a -155. Probably not something I want to put money on. The best bets I'm looking at, let's go look at Uros Medic by knockout. Uros Medic by knockout, that's kind of crazy and very steep. -180. That's kind of crazy and very steep price. So I don't want to take a -180 on a knockout prop. Probably not something I'm going to be getting to. Let's go look at him to win by knockout in the first round. Uros Medic by knockout in the first round to +190. That actually looks a lot better. +190 is actually might be a pretty decent bet. That +190 on Uros Medic actually looks kind of good, because I do believe he gets it by knockout in the first round. But even if he doesn't, guys, I think Uros Medic wins this fight. So the best bets I'm looking for this fight, most likely, like I said, if you guys are here for the first time, I do post another video where in the description I have my bets on there. So if you guys are here and you guys are here for the first time, subscribe so you guys don't miss out. I did PFL Africa. I did KSW. I did Octagon 74. So yeah, we did all different types of MMA. So not your most confident parlay, but either parlay Uros Medic, that knockout prop at a -180. If you think he knocks him out, which I do believe he knocks out Gilbert Arena, but -180 is too steep for a knockout prop. But maybe that +190 Uros Medic knockout by first round might be the best bet for that one. Or just though, if you're very confident in Uros Medic, throw him in a parlay with someone to get that price a little bit down. So next fight, guys, Elijah Smith taking on Toshomi Kazama. Guys, this is one I'm very confident in. Elijah Smith, I'm a big fan of him. Young prospect. His dad was in the Ultimate Fighter. His dad was a big Bellator fighter. This guy is going to go in there with a good game plan, especially with his dad in his corner. He's going to have a great game plan. I like Elijah Smith a lot. I think Elijah Smith wins this fight by knockout. He's going to be in my premium parlay. Like I told you guys, I'm very confident in Jocelyn Edwards. Another one I'm very confident in Elijah Smith. Probably two guys I want to parlay together, and I think he comes out there and gets a knockout. The under 1.5 is a -145. So besides parlaying Jocelyn Smith and Edwards, so you parlay Jocelyn Edwards with Elijah. I said Elijah Edwards. I mean Jocelyn Edwards and Elijah Smith. You parlayed them together. So far, that's a -252. We're going to add one more person to that parlay, and I'll let you guys know who's going to be the third leg of that most confident parlay. But Elijah Smith by knockout, I guarantee it's a big minus number, because I do believe he knocks out Tashama. Tashama, the only way he wins that fight is if he gets the fight to the floor and submits him. So if you guys think Kazama has a way to win that fight, take the submission prop. It's the only way he wins this fight. So by like a wild submission. So let's look at this. Elijah Smith by knockout, -190. Very, very steep, but I do believe he gets it done. Like that's you're almost paying -200 for a knockout prop. Probably not want to put too much money on that. Just parlay Smith with somebody. Smith's going to win that fight. But if you do believe Kazama wins this fight, Kazama by submission +1100. I might put something small on that. Like I'm going to put Elijah Smith in my most confident parlay, but I will have a small amount for a hedge out on Kazama by submission. Because if Kazama, the only way he wins this fight is throwing something wild up, an arm bar, crazy submission from the bottom where he gets a triangle. But Elijah Smith's the pick. Elijah Smith by knockout, minus 190. Elijah Smith by knockout, and honestly, I don't think he gets it done in the first round. Maybe a second round, Elijah Smith by knockout in the second round, plus 350. But either way, Elijah Smith's going to win this fight. I think he's going to do it by knockout, and I do believe he comes in here and wins this fight. So add Elijah Smith to you're probably one of the most confident parlays, because I honestly do believe he's a lock. I'm putting him with Jocelyn Edwards, that 2-leg so far. Now that 3rd leg for my most confident parlay of the night is a premium play. It's going to be, where are the fights at? Oh yeah, it's going to be Julius Walker taking on Rafael Correa. Guys, I'm taking Julius Walker as that 3rd leg. Julius Walker's going to knock out Correa. Rafael Correa doesn't deserve to be in the UFC, in my opinion. He does not have that skill level. Julius Edwards went out there and fought Alonzo Menifield in a great fight. He just got tired. He was doing really well, and he did really for a UFC debut on like 3 days notice. He went out there and showed that he has the skills to be in the UFC. I think Julius Walker wins this fight. I think he does it by knockout, probably in that first round. And like, I don't have much to say about that. He's gonna get the fight done. He's gonna get it by knockout. So let's see what that comes out to now. Elijah Smith, Julius Walker, Jocelyn Edwards, 3-leg parlay, minus 160. Minus 160, that's a great line. That's my most confident parlay of the whole entire day, guys. Elijah Smith, Julius Walker, and Jocelyn Edwards. That's gonna be my lock parlay. That just like last week, how we hit that big parlay, we're gonna hit it again. And let's go look at that knockout prop. I guarantee that knockout prop's gonna be way too high for us to even take. So the under 1.5 to minus 240. Everybody thinks this fight's gonna get done in the first round. Everybody's leaning towards that first round knockout. Julius Walker by knockout is at minus 175. That's kind of crazy. I thought it was gonna be like minus 200 or something. I'm gonna put something on that. I think Julius Walker wins this fight by knockout. Minus 175. That actually might be viable. It's actually less steep than the Euros Medic. Euros Medic minus 190. Elijah Smith minus 190. Julius Walker by knockout, minus 175. That's actually a way better price. So Julius Walker's a pick. Like I said, 3-leg parlay, that's going to be the lock of the day. Like last 2 or 3 weeks, I've hit my lock parlay. So we're going to do it again this week. Julius Walker, Elijah Smith, Jocelyn Edwards, 3-leg parlay for that one. Julius Walker by knockout is going to be the pick. So next fight, guys, Eric Anders taking on Christian Leroy Duncan. Christian Leroy Duncan's going to win that fight. I think Eric Anders is on the way out. This guy doesn't have the athleticism he used to. He's getting up there in age. I don't think he's going to be able to do anything against Christian Duncan. I think Christian Duncan's going to come in here and honestly knock out Eric Anders. I see the over 2.5 to minus 190, so I think we might get a good line on the Christian Leroy Duncan by knockout. I think Eric Anders fought against Chris Weidman. He got hurt in the Chris Weidman fight. So to me, if Chris Weidman can hurt Eric Anders in that first round and almost like basically wobble him, Chris Leroy Duncan is gonna land that kill shot. He's gonna stop the takedowns. He's gonna end up knocking him out, in my opinion. So Christian Leroy Duncan, a minus 510 favorite. You might want to add him to a parlay. Maybe not. Maybe put Gabriel Fernandez in a parlay with Christian Leroy Duncan. Add something else. Maybe Steve Erceg. I'm not sure. We'll see when we get to that fight. But minus 510, you're gonna want to put him in a parlay with somebody because you're not paying that minus 510 price tag. But the prop for this fight, guys, the prop is going to be that plus 180. Leroy Duncan by knockout. Like I said, if Weidman can hurt Anders, Duncan's gonna land one of those kill shots and end up knocking out Anders. I don't think Anders gets the takedowns. I think his athleticism is going downhill. He is not going to be able to push the pace as he used to be. And I think Chris Leroy Duncan's eventually going to land that kill shot. So those are the bets I'm actually looking at. Either parlay Christian Leroy Duncan or take him by knockout, that plus 180 price tag for that fight. Now the next one, guys, Miles Johns taking on Jean Matsumoto. I'm taking Matsumoto, guys. Mainly, I think Matsumoto wins that fight because I used to like Miles Johns. I was a guy that was putting money on Miles Johns for a while, and I was actually cashing out on him. But then I started betting against him after the steroids. Like, it seems like Miles John not on steroids is not that good. It seems like most people, you're on steroids, you're going to be better than you really are. But John Matsumoto, I think he still should be undefeated. I think he won that fight against Rob Font. Very close fight. I'm not going to sit here and say Rob Font won by robbery, but it was so close. I had it scored for Matsumoto. Matsumoto, I think, is going to come in here and beat Miles Johns. I think Miles Johns, used to come in there and get the takedowns and win boring fights. Be boring, boring, boring. Win the fights by boring decision. Now it's like the UFC was about to cut him because he was being so boring. Nobody wanted to see him fight. So now we started coming there and trying to bang with everybody. And it's not going that well, especially not being on steroids. And I think Matsumoto is going to win this fight. I think Matsumoto is going to win by decision. I think he gets it all 3 rounds. Matsumoto minus 370 on the money line. Maybe parlay him with Christian Leroy Duncan. Gabriel Fernandez, Leroy Duncan, Matsumoto. Maybe. We'll see what we do with that one. But I'm taking Matsumoto. Either add him to a parlay because he's minus 270. Not a price tag you want to pay. The decision prop now is going to be a minus 120. A lot better. He's not going to finish Miles John, in my opinion. Matsumoto doesn't really finish that many guys. And Miles John tends to have a chin. So that's probably the 2 bets I'm looking at for this fight. I think Matsumoto wins this fight decisively, all 3 rounds, wins the fight by decision. Matsumoto minus 120 at the decision prop. It's probably going to be the prop for this fight. And like I said, also maybe add him to a parlay or something to get that price tag down. But Matsumoto by decision, minus 120 looks like the best bet for that fight. Now, the next one is going to be Andre Fili taking on C-Rod, Christian Rodriguez. You're going to get Andre Fili at a plus 190 and Christian Rodriguez at a minus 230. Guys, I'm actually taking the underdog in this one. I'm taking Andre Fili. I think Fili can pull this one off. Christian Rodriguez is the guy that ends up beating prospects. He's like the prospect killer. You throw him in there with a guy that's not ready to be in the UFC or like a young prospect that's not like fully developed yet. Christian Rodriguez is the guy that's going to go out there and beat that prospect and expose him, just like he's done to many young prospects. Now he's fighting a veteran. Andre Fili, if you look at his track record, he hasn't really lost like 2 or 3, like a whole bunch of fights. Like he either wins, he loses, he wins and he loses, he wins and he loses. And I think that now he lost his last fight. I think this is a good spot for him, especially at underdog price at almost a plus 200. I think that line's way off. I think it should be a lot closer. I think Andre Fili wins this fight, and I think he does it by decision. So you shouldn't even take a prop on this one because it's gonna be a underdog play that you're gonna be taking, and there's already a big. Give me 1 second, guys. Move your butt out of this little corner. My cat messing with me. My cat scratching my legs and my back. Give me 1 second. Get your ass out of here. Move. But yeah, Andre Fili at a plus 190 is going to be probably the best bet. It's already at almost plus 200. If you want to take him by decision, because I think he does it by decision, you want a higher price tag. If you're a little greedy and a plus 190 is already not too good enough for you, Andre Fili by decision plus 350. Plus 350, that's kind of wild, guys, right? Plus 350, that looks like actually some juicy. I might have some money on that, just a little bit. Andre Fili is going to be the pick. I think he does it by decision. It's going to be a close fight, maybe a split decision. But Andre Fili, I think he's going to come out here and beat Christian Rodriguez. Christian Rodriguez usually beats these young prospects. Now he's fighting a veteran that's been in UFC for a while. He's due for a win, and this should be the spot for Andre Fili to come out here and win this fight. So either take that plus 350, big price tag, Andre Fili wins by decision, plus 350, or just take the money line. I'm basically a plus 195. It just went up a little bit. Plus 195 on Andre Fili on the money line. So Andre Fili is a pick for that fight. Now, guys, the next one is going to be Angela Hill taking on, I think it's Isman Lucindo. Guys, I'm taking the underdog in this one as well. I'm taking Angela Hill. I think Angela Hill comes in here, stops all the takedowns from Lucindo. She fights at a great camp that has a lot of great judokas in San Diego. Lucindo is a judo artist. She's going to try to use her judo to get this fight to the floor. Angela Hill, all she trains with is judokas in San Diego. And she fights with a lot of like the guys. She stopped a lot of these takedowns from a lot of people. I don't think this fight gets to the floor. And this fight's on the feet. Angela Hill will make this competitive. Angela Hill will have the volume, throwing more shots. And I do believe she's a good price tag. So that plus 160 as an underdog, I think Angela Hill pulls this off. Especially if Lucindo does not get that takedown, Angela Hill's going to be live money. I swear, guys. Like, it's probably my underdog of the week, Angela Hill. I think she comes out here, stops the takedown to keep this fight standing, and pieces her up from the outside. So let's look at the prop now. Probably Angela Hill is going to win this fight. It's going to be by decision. There's no reason to even take the decision prop on Angela Hill, honestly. She's a plus 200 to win the fight by decision. If you're greedy against the plus 200, but you're already getting a plus 160. A plus 160 on Angela Hill as a regular underdog. You take it by decision, it's a plus 200. It's only a little bit extra. So, like I said, I think Angela Hill wins the fight as an underdog. I think the price tag's already good enough. So Angela Hill, the best bet for this one's going to be Angela Hill on the money line at plus 160. Now, guys, for the co-main event, Steve Ursay taking on Ode Osborne. Steve Ursay is going to be a play that I'm actually pretty confident in. I'm a big fan of Ode. Don't get me wrong. Like, I was a big fan of Ode. I went to UFC San Diego, had money on him at UFC San Diego a couple years back, lost my money on it because Ode went out there and just gassed out like he usually does. But Ode Osborne, the only way he wins this fight is going to be by knockout. I don't think he comes out here and out-grapple Steve Ursay. I think Steve Ursay is a really good fighter. You've seen how he fought against Pantoja, almost beat Pantoja, made a small mistake, was so close to being a champion. He went out there, he got knocked out by Kai Kara-France, but Kai Kara-France hits hard. He's a great striker, so I don't blame him for that. Then he fought Brandon Moreno in his last fight and was very, very competitive against Brandon Moreno. It was a close fight. I had my money on Brandon Moreno. I cashed out on that one, but very competitive fight, and he did really well. I think Steve Ursay wins this fight. I think maybe you can parlay him. A three-leg parlay might be good. It's Gabriel Fernandez, Christian Leroy Duncan, and Steve Ursay. That might be a good parlay. But like I said, guys, I do post a video after this, and it's going to have all my bets in the description, exactly what I'm taking. But Steve Ursay will be added to a parlay in that one. I think Steve Ursay gets his fight done by decision. By submission. I think he finishes this fight. I think he submits Ode Osborne. So let's look at that prop. Plus 175 as for Steve Ursay by submission. I think he eventually grinds out Ode. I think Ode gasses out after like the first, maybe second round. Maybe he gasses out. I'm probably going to gas out that first rounds. I think he's going to come in there and try to explode, and he's on short notice. So Steve Ursay has been training for a lot better people. He was training for Park, and Park is a guy that was going to probably be a great fight. But Steve Ursay is going to come in here. I think he comes in here, gets his fight to the floor, submits Ode Osborne after Ode Osborne gets a little bit tired. So those are my two best bets for that fight. Either take that plus 175, Steve Ursay by submission, or take him as a parlay piece because I do believe he wins that fight. So now for the main event, guys. The main event is going to be Roman Dolidze taking on Anthony Hernandez, guys. Fluffy Hernandez is going to be the pick. I think Fluffy wins this fight. But the best way to attack this is either, I think Hernandez as a parlay piece is a trap. I think it's a legit, real trap. I think the best bet you can get in this one is Anthony Hernandez to win the fight and round 3 to start, a plus 145. He's not going to finish Dolidze in that first or second round. Dolidze is a guy that comes out there and explodes. I wouldn't be surprised if Roman Dolidze comes in here and knocks him out in that first, second round. That's the way Dolidze wins this fight. If Dolidze wins this fight, it's going to be by knockout in that first or second round. Just going to catch him out of nowhere. But he will get tired down the road. He will get tired in that third. He will get tired in that fourth and fifth. And that's where Anthony Fluffy Hernandez is going to use his cardio as a weapon, where he tends to do this really well. And I do believe that's how Anthony Hernandez wins this fight. I think he gets it done in those later rounds. Probably going to get a finish. Probably in the fourth or fifth, maybe even a decision victory. That plus the minus 310 price tag is honestly too trappy for me to go in there and put it in a parlay. But the best bet I'm seeing in this one, guys, is the best bet for this fight, Anthony Hernandez to win the fight and round 3 to start at a minus 145. So that seems like the best bet for that fight, guys. Sorry, guys, my cat is going crazy around here. She wants me to feed her, so she's being an asshole. But yeah, guys, Anthony Hernandez to win the fight and round 3 to start is the best bet for the last fight of the night. And alright, guys, that is a full card breakdown. Like I said, if you guys are here for the first time, click that thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to the page. Later on, I'm going to have my video out for the full breakdown. I'm going to be breaking down the card. The description will have my bets in them for the video. I'm about to post in like an hour, so stay tuned for that video. Go check out KSW. Go check out Octagon 74. UFC will be out. I also did PFL Africa, so tune in for everything, guys. We're going to cash out big this week, and I have a feeling on all these MMA events, we're going to cash out. And alright, guys, I'm out of here, and I'll see you guys next week for this live breakdown. Oh, real quick, guys, sorry about that. Next week, I'm gonna have a special guest with me breaking down UFC 19. Michael Aswell, UFC fighter, will be on live on YouTube with me breaking down the card. So that's gonna be a treat. We're actually gonna have a UFC fighter, Michael Aswell, on the breakdown with us next week. So stay tuned for that. So I just want to let you guys know next week's gonna be a great live breakdown. And so it will be me. It will be Michael Aswell. So stay tuned. Be back next week for that one. And all right, guys, I'm out of here, and I'll see you guys next week for the live breakdown. Check out the video after it's posted on this one.